Hey everybody, today I want to go over shotgun manipulation, and this isn't necessarily a shooting video per se, but it is a video on how to run the gun. And shotguns have very small stomachs and very big mouths. They're very hungry and they don't hold a lot of rounds. Plus we can launch a variety of rounds downrange with them. Buckshot, slug, less lethal, etc. So a big part of running a shotgun is being able to keep it fed and manipulate what you're putting in the chamber for what effect you're trying to have. This is a Benelli M4 entry model, and to help me get done what I need to get done with it, I've added a few things. This is a RX charging handle. They're out of Canada. It's a 40 Rockwell hardness stainless steel tang with a Cerakoted titanium interface for your finger here, the charging handle part, and it's got volcano knurling on it. It's very similar to an Olympic weightlifting bar. I love it. It's not going to fall out, it's not going to rotate, it's not going to twist out. It's excellent. This bolt release button here is from benelliparts.net, and it's on the smaller side for aftermarket buttons. I just don't like a very large button on there. It's less to snag, less to get in the way. I'm using a Turan Tactical Safety. It's larger, and it will allow me to make the weapon ready to fire with the middle of my finger here. Just press. I'm using Van Comp shot cards, Velcro. I really like them. These are A-Zoom snap caps, and the Van Comp shot cards, I've used other brands. I really prefer these. They don't let anything fall out when I'm running and gunning with it, and they're also a lot easier to load than most of the other brands I've tried. So what I want to go over today is, right now we have an empty gun. There's nothing in the chamber, there's nothing in the mag tube, and you have my snap caps on the side here loaded up. So what I want to go over is how are we going to feed this gun? How are we going to keep it fed? And one of the things you're going to end up potentially doing is, if you have an empty chamber, empty mag tube, and you need to get around downrange quickly. Like I say, these are all inert, so we're perfectly safe. And what I'm going to do, if I need to get around downrange rapidly, I'm out. I'm going to take my thumb right here on the top, on the mouth of the crimp or the slug of the cartridge, and see if I can get it. I'm going to press it down in the loop. I'm going to catch it. I'm going to go under the gun like that. That's going to look like this. When I get it in the chamber, I'm going to hit that bolt release button, ready to rock and roll. Or I can continue to feed the gun. I never professed to be the world's best at this. That's hence the snap caps, getting better, do better. Anyway, where we're at now is we have some food in the tube. We got a full chamber. And what happens when we need to select a slug? Let's just say that this can be a tactical situation, or this can be maybe you're out hunting deer and you prefer buckshot up close, and you want to you see a buck 80 yards out and you want to be ethical and responsible. Whatever may be the case that you're needing to select slug. So you're here, rack it out, bring you one in. There's your slug. You're ready to go. The Benelli does not feed ammunition until you pull the trigger, and then it launches it onto the lifter, cycles, lifts it into the chamber. So you can clear your chamber without losing 2 rounds like some systems will force you to do, because it keeps that other round in the mag tube until that trigger is pulled or the shell release lever is pressed. That's that little lever right here, very small button. And what you would use that for, let's just say you've gassed the mag tube up, it's empty, you've full mag tube, because you can't lift the shell lifter without it having been racked. So you've got a full mag tube and an empty chamber, and you want to load your chamber. There you go. It's going to dump that round out for you. So and that's going to lock us back. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to run this live on the range here. Love these shot cards. And I prefer brass down. These allow me to do it without shells falling out, which is great. Some of them not so much. So we've got slugs for our first two, and the rest is LE-133 buck. We're here at about 30 yards from our targets, and I'm going to show you more or less what those drills look like. I've got an empty gun. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drop a slug in the gun and engage our middle target just immediately. We need to get the gun back running. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop buckshot in the chamber. I'm going to feed the gun 2 rounds of buckshot into the mag tube, and I'm going to engage the left target and then the right target. So our middle target's going to have 1 slug on it. Left target, right target are going to each have a round of LE-133 on it. Then I'm going to do a select slug drill, and I'm going to hit our middle target again. So we should end up with 2 slugs on the middle target and 2 patterns of buck left and right of it. And that'll kind of showcase what I'm talking about with these manipulations. So like I say, it's not a shooting video, or it's not going to be on the clock. We're just shooting for, no pun intended, we're shooting for clean manipulations here. So okay, here we go. We got an empty gun, nothing in the tube, nothing in the chamber. We're going to work that exercise. Oh, sorry, we need to do a select slug drill. There went our slug. We're going to pretend this was a slug. Alright. Shotguns kind of require some thought. Maybe I'm not the quickest on the draw with that, but that gives you an idea of the manipulations that we're trying to work with this shotgun, and how it's a complex weapon, and it's going to take training. I don't profess to know the best way. I'm not an instructor. I'm not teaching tactics. I'm showing you a way, and this is part of my personal journey. As always, I'm trying to do better, and I want you to go out there and do better and be safe. Thank you.